Going on, guys? It's Lante MMA here, and today I'm going to be doing my UFC 303 recap. Um, People saying this card was like mid. I don't see it. I think it was a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 card. It's pretty good, in my opinion. Um, all right, so with the first fight, Hernandez versus Surya. I have on my notes here that I took. Man, it was hard, man, because I was at work watching the fight, working, taking notes at the same time. So I did this for you guys. Or at least hits right here. All right, first fight. It was a pretty good grappling fight. There's pretty cool exchanges. They were rolling all over the place from what I remember. Surya hit him with like an illegal elbow, side of the head, and Mark Gardner, buddy, hey, buddy, no, hey, you know, usual him. Hernandez had him in a submission. He had Surya in a submission, but he escaped it. There were a lot of twisters in this fight, and twisters in this fight. And Surya was hitting him with trips, and it was a pretty good decision win for Surya. Next fight, Arlovsky versus Bidet. This fight was definitely something. Two blobs blobbing around, man. She was crazy. Arlovsky was grabbing the wrist of Bidet. Like, he wasn't even like grabbing the punches, slipping them, and then grabbing them as they come in. No, he would get punched in the face and then grab them and move them away. And then get punched in the face again and then grab. Like, I don't know what Arlovsky was doing. But yeah, after he kept getting punched in the face and grabbing his wrist, he grappling up, like clenched up, and the crowd was booing a little bit. It was a bit of a boring fight, but it wasn't that bad. The ref did separate them a couple times because they were literally just like laying on each other, like they were literally breathing on each other at some points of the fight. But but whenever they did, some of the times that they did like break up stalling, they were like swinging haymakers, but that was the only time they did. But yeah, Boudet got the decision. So yeah, next fight, Gomez versus Robinson. Look, I was right. She needs to hang it up. Robinson, she had good ground and pound. She was threatening submissions in the first. She was basically doing whatever she wanted to her throughout the whole fight. Robinson almost had an armbar in the first round, but the bell. And she was landing good ground and pass shots throughout the fight. She dominated throughout the whole fight. I literally have it here on my notes. Hang it up, Gomez. And she did. So that's good. Next fight. Okay, yeah, this one's short. Not really much to take away from this fight. Just Peyton Talbot is that guy. Oh, this fight I want to talk about. Jourdain versus Silva. Man. So there were crazy kicks being thrown. Silva knocked him down early, but like just stood over him and let him up, and then literally that made me so mad. Get forward to the second round. They're clinched up. Jourdain gets out of the clinch, and then Silva hits him with the uppercut, and then knocks him down again. And I literally like yelled at my phone like, "Bro, finish the fight!" But he was like out of it, so the ref just stopped it. But yeah, he almost sold the finish twice. But it was a pretty cool fight. Up the card, Philly versus Cub Swanson. There were takedowns by Philly in the second, but every time he was taken down, Cub made his way back up pretty quickly. I did see that Philly was having success with uppercuts. I did. Let me put it here. Clinch work, but I wouldn't say they were working. They were literally in the clinch. But whenever Cub did escape from the clinch, he was landing uppercuts. No, sorry, not Philly. Whenever he did get out of the clinch, he did stun Philly with the right hand. But whenever he got stunned, he clinched him back up. Um, whenever like there were a few times in the third round when they were up against the fence, exchanging a couple times. It's pretty cool. But Philly gets the decision win. Oh, and then this is after. This is what the that's what happened. After the Philly and Cub Swanson fight, we got the announcement that Dead Ige was Dead Ige was stepping in 3 hours notice. So shout out to Dead Ige for stepping up, bro. He's still fighting in like a few weeks. He was a fucking savage. All right, we got Salty Man Joe Pyfer versus Andre Barriou. Pyfer was landing good leg kicks early in the first, and then it was over as fast as it was. Not gonna lie, if you guys watch the replay of the Joe Pyfer knockout, the first shot he knocked him down with, I'm pretty sure that was like a back of the head shot. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was back of the head shot, the first shot, but the second shot he landed with, it was clean. So, but it happens. So. Next fight, Ian Gary. Oh my god, bro. This fight pissed me off. This fight made me so mad. I went on my 30-minute break for this fight. And it wasted my fucking time. Early in the fight, MVP was doing the MVP thing, You know what he does. Gary checked his leg kick early. Ian Gary was throwing these wild head kicks, but he wasn't really landing them at all. And then, so MVP throws a kick. He extends on it. Ian Gary catches it, and from that point on, the fight was pretty much over. Ian Gary stunk it up. This is what people think Islam is. Like what you hear people say about Islam being a cross sniffer and all this stuff. You would think he's Ian Gary. But yeah, but good on Ian Gary for, using tactics to win the fight. Yeah. Fuck you, Ian Gary. But I did fuck with your purple shorts. The purple shorts are fucking sick. Besides that, fuck you. Bueno Silva, another fight. It's kind of fucked up my pick. When they first stopped it, I was like, bro, are you serious? It's just a cut. But once I saw the actual picture of how deep it was, I was like, holy shit. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's not a bad stoppage. But yeah, they came out swinging early in the second. Sorry. Yeah, they came out swinging early. I think Silva was landing the bigger and better shots. Macy started landing a bit more after, and Bueno Silva wasn't really moving her head at all. She was just taking him to the face. Excuse me. They came out swinging in the second. They clinch up. Macy gets her down, and she starts landing ground and pound, and then that's when the elbow. So yeah. Next fight, Anthony Smith versus Roman Dolidze. Dan Ige versus Diego Lopez. Good clinchings by Lopez. Lopez was swinging like how Lopez does his thing, clinch, and then that shit. You know what I mean? So he's doing his thing. He did attempt a flying knee. Sorry, yeah, flying knee attempt by Lopez, and then I don't know if you guys noticed Lopez, but like when he was walking down, he like pulled his shorts up like Dustin Poirier. That shit was pretty funny. They were exchanging clinch uppercuts. Ige landed the elbow on him. Ige went for a takedown, and Lopez in the first almost had a Darce, but he let him out because he decided it wasn't there. And there wasn't much going on early in the second round. Lopez was letting good leg kicks later on, and then he caught Dan's kick, took him down, took his back, and had a body lock. Yeah, locks his body in a triangle. Diego was trying to fight it, but Diego Lopez was like flipping the lock with his legs of the body lock whenever Dan Ige was trying to like get out of it, and I think that was pretty cool. That shit was sick. Ige was having a lot of success in the third round, and Lopez tried to grapple in the final minutes of the round, but then Ige escaped and let's ground and pound in the final last minute of the round. And that fight was pretty fucking good. It's a pretty good fight. Shout out to Dan Ige. Invest in Dan Ige. It's gonna be good. Now, the UFC 303 main event. Literally, the only thing I have for that fight is Chama. What else is there to say? Chama. You guys are going to call it dick suck. You guys are going to call it glaze. Chama. The first fight, Yuri was winning and got caught. This fight, Alex had him. And hey man, that lead hand was down. You know how he does. Lead hand was down. And it was over. That shit was fucking insane. Like I literally don't know what to say. Like what else is it? Like there wasn't much to take away from that fight, you know? Except for Alex Pereira is really him, and that there will be no trilogy. Unless it is under very, very, very extreme circumstances, you know, like on some Max Holloway, Alexander Volkanovski shit. So we'll have to see. But yeah, I rate this card, you know, a 7.5, 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I went 6-6 on picks tonight. Not the best, but you know, wasn't positive, wasn't negative, so you know. I do have 2 weeks though, about 2 weeks to do my research, you know, watch some film, watch some tape, you know, really get into the flow of this shit, and hopefully I'll be better on picks next time. And also on that note, there are no UFC events for the next 2 weeks, so I'm gonna have to find my own content. So it's gonna be fun. It's better that way, you know, not just biting the UFC. Actually being creative. So if people do see this video, let me know what you guys want. I just don't want to, you know, go over to the MMA Guru's channel or Lucas Tracy's channel and just look at, ooh, that's a good video idea, and steal it, you know. So if people do see this, let me know what you guys would want. If not, I'll definitely figure it out myself. So I do appreciate you guys for watching. And before you guys go, take a hit with me. Pause.